Hey everybody, welcome to another Tom's Tabletop Tools. Tom's Tool Tabletop. Tom's Tools on the tabletop. Anyway, you get the idea. I haven't worked all that out yet. I got to figure out what sounds best. But anyway, I had this out for a previous video, and I thought, why not tell you what I think about this? And I know that I'm late to the party, and that's fine because I want to make videos about things that I've used, not things that I've took out of the box and quickly rushed to YouTube to get the most views. I don't really care about that. So I wanted to slow my roll and not jump on the bandwagon with everybody else. Some of my opinions are going to be similar, maybe the same. Some of them might not be, but no matter what, my opinions are going to be based on my own opinions, and I'm not going to ride the back of whoever the most popular YouTuber is. So, that being said, one of the things I wanted to point out about this case, it's really nice. I like this sheath. I'm not sure if there's going to be too many people carrying this on a sheath, but if they will, this is a very nice, top-quality sheath. I love the color. But one interesting thing about it is that this is a piece of cloth sewn across here, right? This is just like a, like a piece of cloth embroidered with the name. This one is a piece of rubber, like a rubberized material on this one. So that's kind of interesting. This has got a little bit more of a highfalutin kind of feel to it, and this is more tool-like. This is more high-indie feeling kind of thing. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but it was just something interesting to me. This sheath is actually shorter than the one for the Surge. Not sure if it's shorter than the one for the Wave or not, but I'm going to say maybe it's not shorter, but it does not have the spot for the bit kit, I guess, is the big difference there. It just seems like it's a little bit more compact than any of the other sheaths I've ever used. Like the Wave one still has the thing on the side for the extender. It's still got this pocket in the back for the bit kit. It's got one of these on this side as well. So, the bigger one for like a pen or something on this side. This has none of that. The sheath has none of that. It's very compact. It's very well made. It's got this heavy-duty snap. I really like it. Now, as far as this concept, this tool, the concept, what we got going on here that Leatherman is taking things in a different direction. Let's kind of go over my experiences and what I think. Let's see where to start with this thing, because it's so drastically different, and I have drastically different opinions based on what it is about this tool we're talking about. The whole magnetic thing, I guess just start there. The whole magnetic thing, the way this snaps together with magnets and snaps together like that. All of that whole mechanism thing I really like. That's something that I have been enjoying quite a bit about this tool. I do like this new method of the tool deploying and opening and stuff. I like all of that. That's been really cool. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the way it looks. I like this look. And a bunch of reviewers that I've watched mention all of these spots that are, out, and they're hot spots and they hurt your hand. And dude, here's the thing. I've got the hands of a 12-year-old girl. I always have had very soft hands. I've always avoided El Manuel labor as much as possible my entire life. I have I have the hands I was born with, is what I'm saying. I have no calluses. I have my feet are really soft as well. Just throwing that out there. I thought some of you guys out there might want to know about my feet. So So if there's anybody on this planet that's going to have issues with hot spots or things poking me in the hands, you would think it would be me. I'm just not a puss cake. I'm not having a problem. I can bear down on this thing as hard as I can. And yes, I can feel these so-called quote unquote hot spots, but I'm not a puss cake about it, right? I mean, this is a tool. This isn't, I don't know. I guess you get my point. I'm not going to basically call everybody who said something about these hot spots a whiner, but that's what I think. I mean, that's just something to nitpick and whine about, in my opinion. I've used this thing in a lot of different scenarios, and yes, I can feel these. They're not something that I would have, or wouldn't rather they not be there. But I at no time thought about it until somebody said something about it, and I went, oh yeah, I guess you can feel that if you hold it in a certain way and blah blah blah. It's just a ridiculous thing, in my personal opinion. So moving on from that, we can go over the tools in this thing, and I'm going to be brutally honest, because that's what my videos are about. I'm probably going to hurt some Leatherman fans. You guys might want to go grab some tissue. The thing is what these tools remind me of, and I think other people have said it, is they remind me of the tools in the, here's a wingman, right? I mean, am I crazy here, or is this reminding you of a wingman? Is this kind of wingman-ish, wingman-esque? Does this look like the tools that should be in a $145 tool? I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm saying no. This does not look to be the tools I want in my tool. I think first of all, I don't like this screwdriver at all. I don't like this screwdriver on the wingman, which is over here. I mean, I'm just going to get this out. I don't think anybody's ever done this before. Maybe they have. I don't know. But these two tools, come on, man. Is this not a fancy wingman? I mean, is the P4 a fancy wingman? I don't know. You tell me, man. These are better, but I mean, you can see what I'm saying, right? I mean, you don't want a $140 wingman, do you? I don't. Okay. So if you lost this screwdriver right here, this screwdriver just goes away, and you replace this with a bit exchanger, this middle section here with a bit exchanger, which, by the way, I will be doing in a modification video coming up. Replace both of these tools right here with a bit exchanger. I'm going to keep this tool because it's got the package opener on it, and I like this tool here. So I'm going to move this tool over to this side, and I'm going to get rid of the can opener. Why are we still putting can openers in everything? Everything's got a twist off top, people. And nobody opens a can with a can opener. I consider this tool to be more of an urban type multi-tool. This is not a multi-tool that you carry into the woods. If you do, then I'm not saying that it won't work for you. I'm just saying that this is, in my opinion, not a tool that you carry into the woods with you. This is an urban tool, like an EDC tool. That's what this is. And if you take it for that, then you can kind of see this. But this reamer awl is the worst reamer awl that I've ever seen. I buggered it up the very first time I used it. I had to take a file and file off the burr. The very first time I used this, just in testing, it's super thin. I mean, it's crazy thin, really thin. Let me stress that. It's super thin so they can stuff in more tools. So, in my opinion, you lose the can opener. You lose this reamer awl, which is ridiculous. You put this box cutter, screwdriver, scraper thing over here in this spot, right? And then these other two tools, the file combo screwdriver, you just have to keep that. There's nothing you can do with this file. This file is shit. I'm going to show you again. Look familiar to anybody? Yeah, complete crap. A file is one of the most used tools on a multi-tool. For me personally, I use my file a lot, and that is not going to cut it at all. It gets me by, but it's bad. It's not great. It gets me by. I get what I need to get done, but it's not great. So these two stay here until I figure something out, right? But there will be a bit exchanger. Moving this tool over here, that's what I'm going to do. And now the main blade on this tool is, I really like this knife blade. I have always been a fan of Wharncliffe style knife blades. That's just my personal opinion. I love this knife blade. So I feel that that's a big improvement for me personally. I know that everybody's got their own opinion. I find this knife blade to be super easy to sharpen. I also find that it's a very useful utility style knife blade that I am really enjoying a lot. The other knife blade, the serrated knife blade, is the second best serrated knife blade I've ever had on a multi-tool. And my first favorite serrated knife blade, spoiler alert, is probably not going to be something anybody's going to agree with me on, but it is what it is. It's just my favorite, the one that I think was designed the best for the most usefulness, and that was the original Super Tool. I liked the serrated blade on the original Super Tool. Now, I know a lot of people are going to go, oh my God, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. But for me, that was the only serrated blade that I've ever found any use for until this one. I like this blade a lot, and I actually do find uses for this, whereas as far as I'm concerned, you can get rid of any serrated blade on a multi-tool, and I don't need it. The saw, I didn't really use the saw. I mean, again, this is another one of those tools that I think you could replace this with something. If you replaced this with a file, oh man, this is really thin, but I guess that's why it's a saw. I'll bet you anything that's why this is a saw and not a file, is because, I mean, that's super thin. But anyway, if I were king of Leatherman, this would be a file and not a saw. But, you know, considering this, in my opinion, is an urban multi-tool, probably not used in a profession where there's a lot of metal shavings or things of that because of the magnets. I don't think it'd hurt the function any. You just, if you're like me, that would bother you, having a bunch of debris all stuck up in your multi-tool. I mean, that would be bad. So the one-handed opening stuff, all of that, I'm buying into hook and sinker. I really like how it operates. Okay, the whole one-handed opening I find to be super useful. I like it a lot. So I'm on board with the direction, but here we get to the biggest negative of this tool, hands down. Hands down, this is the biggest negative, and it's almost a deal breaker. And I don't know why I won't give up on it. But this is a really bad thing about this tool is the plier head is the worst plier head that Leatherman. I think this is the worst plier head that Leatherman has ever made. They told us how much stronger it was, that it was stronger than other plier heads that they've made in the past. Hey, that's great. As if it functioned. I've had nothing but problems with this plier head. I've had to beat this center part with a brass drift punch multiple times to get this to loosen up, and it's pretty tight right now. And if I do like this, it loosens back up until I use it again. Dude, one of the biggest problems I have with Leatherman in general, since they went to these replaceable cutters, is that their plier head tries to be the jack of all trades. You know, Leatherman has tools like the Wingman, where the plier head works like it should. It works great. I'm just talking about the function of it. It works great. But all of their heavy-duty tools, the Wave, the Surge. Like if we take the Surge out, I just happen to have this sitting here. If we take a Surge out and we look at the plier head on the Surge is stiff as balls. I mean, just ball-ass stiff. It's not a good experience. If you compare it to the best plier head that you can get, hands down, that's not even debatable in my opinion. If you're trying to debate that, you're insane. Then you got the MP600. Plier works like a dream. Okay, look, if you need to cut wire, I get where your issue is. I get it, because that's what they've tried to do, is they've tried to make these really good cutters. And in my personal life, I don't cut a lot of wire. I'm not an electrician. If you're an electrician, well, you could probably go, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But all of the Gerber tools work well, nice and smooth. I mean, they all work great. That is a great experience. It's one of the reasons why personally I don't carry Leathermans a lot. It's because I really hate this stiff plier head. And this one tightens up. Anytime that you grip on it tight, it tightens up so tight that it makes the tool unusable. It sucks. And the only thing that's happened with this tool, the only reason why I have not sent it back or done anything more with it, is because I have beat on the center of this with a drift punch so often that now when it does do that, which is like any time I squeeze tight on it, see, there you go. Now it's tight as balls. I can just do this and it loosens back up. Whereas before, it wouldn't loosen back up, no matter what I did. But dude, $140 and the plier head sucks. The plier head is the most important part of the tool, and you didn't get that right. I mean, it's worse than the Surge. It's worse than... where the hell is it? It's worse than the Super Tool 300. I mean, the Super Tool 300 feels like the Surge. They're exactly the same stiffness and suckness. Both of these plier heads are the same amount of suckness. This is just an incredible joy to use for the plier head. The plier head is just amazeballs on the SOG. Same with the Gerber. I don't cut a lot of wire. A lot of you guys complain about the Gerber's wire cutting, but I have tested this myself, and I'll make a video on this tool coming up. And actually Gerber in general. Maybe I'll make a generalized Gerber video, kind of debunking what people are saying about the Gerber plier head. If you cut stranded wire with it, what it's designed to do, it cuts stranded wire, fine, in my experience. Does it cut wire as good as the Leatherman? No. But how about making me a plier head or giving me a plier head choice that works? I would rather have one of the old style plier heads that's like on like the Core or one of the original Super Tools or something like that, something without the replaceable cutters that doesn't have this. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody who owns a Leatherman, don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. This sucks. I mean, seriously, the fact that we've accepted this and everybody praises Leatherman for being the greatest, you know, multi-tool maker, and this is not good. This is not good. This is not what I expect out of top of the line tools. That's just my personal opinion. You can drop your hate and discontent into the comments, but that's how I feel about it. So anyway, my quick 2 cents on the P4. I really think that there's a lot to like about this tool, and this tool is going to be a lot more likable when I'm done modifying it. There's also a lot about this tool where you're just like, what are you doing, man? You don't take one of the best things about your tools, the thing that people like about your tools more than anything else, and then take it off of your next tool, your next flagship tool. I mean, that just puzzles me. I don't get it. It's interesting that, I don't know, like maybe they thought that they couldn't figure out how to do it to put the bit exchanger on there, but a guy on the internet quickly figured out how to do it, and I don't know. Seems like he came up with a really good way to do it. But anyway, I'll make a video of me modifado, putting some modifado on these tools, man. I'm one of those rare guys out there that is not blinded by, you know, the hype. You know, I don't jump on hype trains. I'm a little too old, and first of all, I'm fans of any brand that, well, any American brand. For whatever reason, I'm really snooty when it comes to being American made as far as multi-tools goes. But that's funny. I'll demand an American-made multi-tool, but then I will put it in my Chinese-made pants and get in my Japanese truck and drive to work, you know, or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know what it is about multi-tools, but I demand them to be made in America for me to be happy. So that's how I feel about that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Am I full of crap here? You just think I'm full of crap? Let me know in the comments. We'll catch you on the next one. On Eddie in.